Hello, everyone. I'm Colleen Vanderzyden, and it's going to be a great show. I've got a great topic tonight. And I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a medium, a registered medium at Lilydale Assembly. Lilydale Assembly is the largest spiritualist community in the world, and people come from all over the world to study with mediums and healers and to take workshops, to have readings and all sorts of great things there. It's a wonderful place, and I'll be talking about that more in another show. And I'm also a certified spiritual life coach. And as a life coach, I help people handle their problems, their challenges, their life issues, or help them create something that they really would like to create. If they want to complete a project or something like that. So as a coach, we help people get their steps in order to what they want to do to move forward to create their best life. And every week on this show, I do a coaching tip and I take a caller or two. And tonight's coaching tip is on creating more joy. I've had a few people I've talked to lately who just really aren't very happy. You know, they've got a lot of things going on, and it's gotten me really thinking about joy and happiness. And as I was thinking about that, I thought about my daughter, Laura is her name. And when she was about 6 or 7 years old, it was a beautiful summer day, really the end of summer. We went to the beach. And while we were there, the sun is shining, the waves, there's some nice waves. It's a pretty big lake near me, so there were some nice waves. And she went in the water and didn't go up very high, of course, because she was only 6 or 7. But as she was out there, she was jumping in the waves. And then she started twirling around with her arms outstretched and just slapping all the waves and throwing her arms in the air. And she was laughing and having so much fun. And as I sat on the beach watching her, out there by herself, just enjoying the waves, enjoying the day, all I could think of was that this was the look of pure joy, really bliss. She was in bliss. And it was such a momentous thing in my head because as I looked at her, I thought, wow, how come we're all not like this all the time? What goes on here that children can be like this and the rest of us maybe not so? And it made me start to think about people who have a naturally happy disposition, where very little bothers them. And then other people are generally happy for the most part, and they can handle their life ups and downs as they do, and it doesn't seem to be really bad. And then there are the other people who are enjoying being unhappy. They like to be unhappy. They like to complain. They like to focus on the negative. Something really good could happen to them, and they're still unhappy. And those people in that choice to be unhappy, they're going to stay that way. And when we watch these kids with this joy and this wonder, and I'm thinking about how people lose that childlike joy, what is that? Is it that we've learned that life has to be serious as an adult? Is it that our problems and our worries are bringing us down and we can't see happiness? Why is it we can't see the world like a child does? And I know sometimes when people say, stop acting like a child, you're an adult now, or you're growing up, or whatever. But, you know, I think the children really have a point here. It's better to be fun. I really like being happy. I really like having fun. And isn't that what it's all about in our lives? Aren't we supposed to be happy? Isn't that a good goal? I think that's the best goal. Some people think that joy should come later on, after their problems are solved, after whatever has happened. After this happens, then I'm going to be happy. Well, why are we waiting? Don't wait. And happiness is not a destination. It's actually a way of life. You actually choose to be happy. You actually decide to be happy. And even though some people think they're never going to be happy because they're never going to have whatever it is that they're looking for, and their life is hard. But if you decide you want to be happy and you want to create more joy in your life, once you decide that, your perspective will start to shift. And then you might start noticing things around you that make you happy. Do you know that song from The Sound of Music? These are a few of my favorite things. That song, what a great song. What it's doing is pointing out the small things in life that you could be looking for, that you could experience. And what are yours? What are your favorite things? What are the small things in your life that make you smile? It could be as simple as reading a book, just sitting down and reading a book. It could be getting outside on a beautiful sunny day, or getting outside on a wintry day if you like that. It could be talking to your cat. It could be listening to the rain, watching sports. It could be talking to a friend. It could be the smell of clean sheets. It could be a beautiful flower. It could be anything. Oh, the other day I saw the first robin of spring. This is very exciting to me because we generally have cold winters where I live. And when I see that first robin, that is one of my most favorite days of the year. It's very exciting. And so I saw that a couple days ago. Now, something else that really makes me happy is every morning I have a chai latte. And I've been known to call this happiness in a cup. Now, there's a little more to this story. It's what it is I just take this powdery stuff and I mix it with hot water. But something else about this makes me smile because every single day I spill some of that powder as I'm putting it in my cup, no matter what I do. I put the canister above the water. I move my spoon slower. I really focus, and it doesn't make a difference. I still spill some of it. Some days it's a lot. Some days it's just a little. But that's just the way it is. Every time I do this, I laugh. I find it amusing that I can't seem to do this without spilling something. Now, I could be calling myself names and saying, I can't believe you can't do that. I could be judging myself or whatever, but who cares? What difference does it make? And anyway, it makes me laugh, so I don't mind at all. Maybe tomorrow I won't spill it. We'll see. So what you might want to do, those were a whole bunch of examples I just gave you about ways that you can be looking for happiness in your life. Look for those small little things. Pay attention to what makes you smile. Focus on those things. What you could even do is make a list of things that make you happy, like a counting your blessings thing. And sometimes just writing it down, you can save that for a day when you just really can't think of anything that's making you happy, nothing making you smile, you're not feeling joyous at all. If you have a little list, you can look at it and say, well, that day, my hair looked good, so that made me happy, or whatever it is. So if you make a list, that can help. So once you start to see these things, you'll start to notice more. So it is possible to choose to create more joy, to choose to create more happiness in your life. And it all starts with that simple decision to look for happiness, to be happy, to choose happiness. A friend of mine near me posts a Mindful Monday video for his restaurant. He talks about it, and he was actually talking about happiness too, and the choice of making the decision. So if you're looking for more joy in your life, make the choice and then look for those small things. And that is my coaching tip of the day. And you can reach me at psychicmediumcolleen.com. On my website, I have all sorts of information where you can get questions and answers on mediumship and healing and life coaching. And what I'm going to talk about for just a few more minutes, though, is on mediumship, because I've had quite a few people tell me that they're scared about mediumship, and they're scared that when their spirits come in, their loved ones come in, that they're going to say something or do something that is frightening. And in all my time as a medium, and I've been a medium for about 15, 16 years, I have not once had a spirit come in who is scary. I've had grumpy ones come in who weren't very nice in terms of what they said because they were still complaining and whining about themselves or the people around them or their lives they had or whatever. So I've had grumpies, but I've never had scary ones. If you have people on the other side that you love and they want to come in, you want to make sure to accept them and let them come in and see what they have to say. Because when the spirits come in, they always have something that they want to share with you. And tonight, if we have a caller who calls in about something in particular, we may have one of their relatives come in and give them a message. And it's so interesting that spirit can come in and give us information and tell us all sorts of things in our lives. So I wanted to just give you that bit of information today because I've had a few people asking me about that lately. So what we want to do now, though, is move on to our first caller, who is Kelly in Australia. Kelly, how are you today?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Is there something in particular that you're looking for tonight or today for you?
I met a gentleman online. I've been speaking to him for a little while now, and he's moving up to the Gold Coast from Sydney. His name's Greg, but I'm just wondering, I've been in a lot of bad relationships in the past, and I'm wondering if he's going to be good for me or not, because he's talking about having a relationship with me and or wanting a relationship with me, and I'm just a little bit concerned because I just don't want to be hurt anymore. Like, I don't want to fall into a relationship and fall in love again and then get hurt.
Yes. You know, the first impression I'm getting is, has this been really moving fast? Because it feels like it's moving a little fast for me.
Yeah, I feel that way too. I've turned around and told him a few times that, I need to get to know him first before a relationship will happen, and he's okay with that, but I don't know, I feel that it is moving a bit too fast as well.
Yes, I'm definitely picking up on it going too fast. It feels uncomfortable to me, and it actually gives me a little bit of a nervous feel because I'm not necessarily sure that how he's presenting himself is how he really is. When you get past the initial, and I'm sure you've probably experienced these kinds of things before, and there's something about that. And okay, I do have somebody coming in from the other side who wants to touch in for a moment here. It's a gentleman who's coming in, and I like to connect with spirit on the other side. And there's a gentleman coming in, and as he comes in very paternally to me, so he feels like a father-grandfather figure. He
was my dad. My dad passed away about 3 years ago.
Okay, he feels like he's somebody who really takes care of people. I like that feel about him. There's a certain sense of security about him as well. He feels to me as somebody who would not be a very fast-moving person when it comes to making decisions. He feels like he would have weighed things out to make sure he was moving in the right direction. And okay, good. And I feel him really understanding that. He gives me a sense of wanting, number one, to protect you, but also there's a sense of wanting to really make sure you're thinking things through all the way. He says it is easy for you to fall in love, that you'll find somebody, you fall in love, and you think, oh, this is perfect. And then it turns out it's not so perfect. And as he's talking about that, he does mention to make sure if this person's moving closer to you, then that you allow yourself to have time to do what you want to do as well, that you don't just jump wholeheartedly into this, okay, that you really pay attention to what's happening and to keep doing your own stuff. There's something about protecting yourself as well. And I understand that you don't want to get hurt again. And so there's nothing wrong with that, protecting yourself to make sure that what you're seeing is what's really there. He's giving me a sense of caution to make sure you do move very slowly. He's not saying to tell this person, no, I don't want to see you or anything like that. He's not saying that. He's just saying he wants you to move very slowly. He says he's not about to tell you what to do. Even though he's telling you to move slowly, but he's not going to give you more than this, really, because he wants you to make your own decisions on this. Okay, is your mom still here in the physical? Still here? Yes. Okay, because he's mentioning her, and it didn't feel like she was on the other side. And he's mentioning her, and he does want me to tell you hello to her.
Yeah, okay, I'll let Mum know.
Yeah, he wants to make sure you say something to her. Do you speak to your mom quite a bit? Because he's given me a little bit of a disconnect there with your mom.
Yeah, no, I don't speak to Mum that often.
Okay, because he's showing me a bit of a disconnect, and like you aren't talking to her all that much. So he does bring that in as well. So when this, okay, now when this person gets closer to you, the impressions I'm getting is that they're going to be a little, he's going to be a little, for lack of a better word, pushy, assertive.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to feel him really wanting to spend a lot of time with you. And I feel him really saying, oh, a lot of time. Okay. It makes me uncomfortable. And this may be where your father was heading as well, to make sure that you're keeping yourself, protected and in your own life too, that you don't spend too much time with him. Okay. So it's important to not feel obligated to spend time with him because he's moved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so don't feel obligated, because you've got to do what's right for you too. And you can spend time with him, but as you would anyone else that you're meeting, a couple times here and there. Okay. So that seems to be very important, because that's a very strong feeling for me. Okay. Okay, good. Okay. He seems to be stepping back. Okay. Well, so it was very nice talking with you, Kelly. Good luck with this. This sounds like it could be an interesting time for you.
Yeah, I think so too. Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Have a good day. And that was Kelly from Australia. And next we're going to move on to Sandy in Utah. Sandy, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Do you have something in particular you want to talk about tonight, or are you just looking for a general reading?
Yes, just a general reading, what you see in my future.
Okay. So I like to always connect in with a spirit on the other side, because they always want to talk to us. And I do have a woman here who's coming in. And the way she comes in, she reminds me a bit of somebody who's very particular. Okay. And she's coming through. She feels like an ant to me. So we'll see if it is an ant, but she feels like an ant for some reason. She looks as though she's in her late 60s when she passes, when she's coming in. And the particularness of her reminds me a little bit of obsessive compulsive, that things have to be exactly in the right way and exactly in the right place. Do you have an aunt like this, or somebody that you can think of who's like this?
I think, I'm not sure because we weren't very close, but her name was Sharon.
Okay, that could be her then. She doesn't strike me, and my theme tonight is joy, and she doesn't strike me as a very joyful person. I don't get a lot of laughs with her. She seems very, well, I want to say strict as well, a little rigid, that little obsessive-compulsive thing going. Now, do you happen to know if she had an issue in her chest area? I'm feeling a bit of smoking, something going on with the breathing in the center of my chest.
Yes, there was.
Okay, because I feel a little bit of that. And I feel a little raspy, too, in her voice as she's coming in even closer. I seem to get a lot of people who are big thinkers. Are you a big thinker? Like planning things all the time, planning ahead, trying to figure things out, trying to control what's happening. And she was the queen of control, let me tell you. She liked to control everything. And as she's showing... she's back to showing me some things now. She's showing me her house, and the organization in her cupboards is quite meticulous. She's saying that she spent too much time trying to control things. She spent too much time trying to hide herself. She spent too much time not recognizing how she really felt about things. She didn't even really know how she felt about things. And as she's talking about that, she's talking about you. And she's saying that you have some ideas of things you'd like to move towards, things in your life you would like to achieve, you'd like to have, that kind of thing. But when the questions come up and uncertainty and the problems in life come up, it kind of puts you in a little bit of a overthinking mode. And it kind of gets in the way of you feeling what you really want. Do you sometimes have a hard time feeling what you want and feeling how you feel? You know what I mean?
No, but I do overthink things.
Okay.
I think I try to push things all along.
Oh, yeah, no, that's interesting. I was just talking to somebody today about forcing versus allowing, and making sure that you're allowing things to come to you and things to develop in their own time rather than forcing things to happen. And it's kind of an interesting way of doing it, because people who think a lot, and I've been guilty of that quite a bit, when we think a lot, we try to force things to happen, we try to control, and we don't allow these opportunities to come to us and everything like that. So there's something to think about anyway with that. If you're going to think, you might as well think about something like that. Now, I'm getting the impression there's someone around you that you're worried about, concerned about. Is there somebody around you you're concerned about?
No, not really.
Okay, nobody that you're irritated with or anything like that?
Well, I'm worried about like my job and where I live.
Okay.
Things like that.
Okay, because she's talking about somebody around you that you're worried about, that you're concerned about. And, okay, so hopefully I'm not predicting something, because we don't want to predict negativities. Because when she's talking about that, she's talking about disassociating from that person. So if this does come up at some point here, just stay away from them, okay, as much as possible. It does seem to be connected with the job, too. Are you working now, then?
I am.
Okay. Are there any issues going on there? Because it feels like there's something with that.
Just hours. You need
Just
more
too much.
work is all.
Oh, you want more work?
I do.
Oh, okay. Because it feels like there's something else shifting with that right now.
With the work,
Yeah.
Well, I thought about moving to Colorado, but with the same company.
Oh,
and I wasn't sure what to do.
Oh, okay. Because I feel a shift. So let me just see what else we can get from this woman. She's definitely a controller. So okay.
Yeah.
she's it's she always likes things her way. So
yes.
It's got to be her way, and that's the way it is. She's always concerned about the practical matters of moving, and she's concerned about the how you're going to pull it off if you're going to do it. And that would be financially and also the actual act of moving. She does tell me, though, that it would be easy enough for you to streamline some of your things and streamline what your needs are. Yeah, so that you have enough money to do it and you can get there and do it. Have you spoken to somebody at work about transferring there or moving there?
I have a while back, and then I changed my mind, but then it's been coming up more and more thinking that I really want to do it. So I haven't put in a transfer. I've just been thinking about it.
Yeah, 'cause I feel like there's someone there you need to talk to about it and just see what the options are, because it does feel, there's something about a new start and having a new situation, new people, new things like that. I do feel that if you decide to move in that direction, literally move in that direction, that there will be more opportunity there for you. And that would be something to clarify before you make a final decision on that, to clarify that there would be more for you, because I do feel that there is more there for you. And I also feel that there's a lot of social connections that could be had there as well. Do you have relatives or anything that live there in Colorado?
I don't, but I met someone that lives there, and I wasn't sure what was going to happen with him. Because we're just barely talking.
Okay, because there seems to be a connection, family or friends or something going on over there. So there's something with that. I do feel other people too. I'm not so sure about the person that you've met there. I'm not sure about that. I was just talking to the person.
New.
It's really new? Okay.
Yeah, I haven't even met him in person.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I wouldn't put your hopes on this as being the end all or anything like that. I certainly, and actually too, wouldn't consider it in the decision as to whether or not to move either. Because I do feel a lot of females around you there if you decide to go. Yeah. So I do feel like you're going to make some connections when you get there.
Because I was thinking you had more opportunity and
Right.
just a better environment all around.
Yes, and so that does feel positive. And she, the person on the other side, it just wants to make sure that you have your ducks all lined up before you do it. But the more I talk to her and you and the feelings I'm getting, it seems like this is definitely going to be something you're going to decide to do. So it could be pretty fun.
Yeah,
Kind of
I hope so.
I think so. Okay, so that will be really good. Okay.
Yeah.
She does send you a lot of love, too, this person on the other side. She's sending you a lot of love and really a lot of support, too. And she's back to talking about making sure you feel what feels best for you. Okay. So thank you so much for calling tonight, Sandy. It was really nice talking to you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And that was Sandy from Utah. And it's so interesting every time we talk to people here on the show to see what it is they'd like to learn about, what they'd like to know. And so many times the spirits on the other side just want to encourage people and to let them know everything is going to be great. You know, it's just a matter of the steps they need to take or shifting their perspective, whatever it could be. And a bit of a reminder now on what my coaching tip was today, which was on joy. And if you want to create more joy in your life, you want to just make that decision to create this joy. Make the decision to look for it. Don't let somebody stifle you by telling you that you're too childlike or that you're too enthusiastic or you're too passionate or you feel too deeply or any of those things. Don't let people stifle you. Because if that's what it takes to really feel your emotions, feel what you want, that's when you're going to experience more joy in your life. Because then you're going to start noticing what's there for you, what small steps, what small things make you smile, what your favorite things are. So that's my tip today, and I'm Colleen Vanderzyden, and this was Creating an Inspired Life. And you can reach me at psychicmediumcolleen.com, and I will talk to you next week.